The communication process, that is one of the very essentials of your paper 1. We would be talking about some of the questions that have been asked in your past papers for communication. Now the first question talks about that aggressive and inflammatory statements are good in a classroom communication because they make the academic teaching effective. Definitely they make it ineffective. To be a effective academic teaching, what is required is the concept that we need to understand that there is no impromptu statements, there are no aggressive statements, and there is choice of appropriate words. So choice of appropriate words lends credence to the classroom communication is definitely correct, because there is a kind of realistic self concept that is being built, and moreover a proper understanding of the process. So you would have statement 1 as incorrect, 2 as the correct statement. The next is, which of the following are important barriers to communication? Let's say we are communicating here through an online medium. Now, if the technology is not good, if my audio equipments are not proper, if my video is not streaming properly, then there is a barrier to communication. So, technology is definitely a barrier to the communication system. Then there is another important barrier, which is culture. Whereas I say I am talking about, let's say, festivals in India, and there is a student sitting from Germany, then there would be a cultural barrier. He or she won't be able to comprehend what I am trying to convey there, and therefore there would be a barrier, and there could be gender barriers as well. So these are some of the common communication barriers that could be seen. The next question talks about the distance in the interpersonal communication. Now, what happens in interpersonal communication? In interpersonal communication, basically there is a communication between two different people. So the distance that the two persons are trying to maintain is an indicative of the business-like approach, and that shows the right answer here. So you would have distance, that is an indication of a business-like approach. The next is the elements in the communication after decoding. So what happens is, there is a message, it originates with the encoder, then there is a decoder who basically understands the message. So take the example of this class. So I am giving the message here, there is an encoding platform and there is a decoding platform, and at your end you are finally getting the message. So what is the process after decoding? After decoding, you would first of all say there is a feedback. Ma'am, you have covered only this many questions, you should have covered more questions. So that is a feedback. Then there is an environment surrounding it. So this could be a psychological, a physiological, or a kind of physical environment that's there, the context that we are talking about, and finally there could be an interference that could be there. So those are the correct sequence or the order that could take place. The next is the type of media. Now this is indeed a very interesting question. Synchronous means at the same time. So let's say I am on a call. So at the same point I speak something, I get a reply. I speak something, I get a reply. So it is synchronous at the same time. And therefore synchronous media is through telephone. The next is asynchronous. Now asynchronous definitely means that there is no kind of communication process which is at the same time. So when the communication process is not at the same time, what would happen? When the communication process is not at the same time, what would be the scenario? The scenario would be that there is a change in the media. So there is a email communication, for example. So I speak at a given point of time, and I send my message at a given point of time, and what happens is you receive the message at some other point of time, and then you reply during the day, I receive it during the night, and so on and so forth. So it is asynchronous. The next is rich media. Rich media basically means that there is a interactive multimedia platform that is there, and finally there is a hypermedia, which is the concept where there is the application of the multimedia, and that is where we call it as a hypermedia. The next is the positive impacts of communication depends on. So the positive impact of communication would depend on definitely the type of media that I am selecting, my language use, whether it is proper or not, and my proper planning. And based on that, my communication would be definitely effective and it would have a positive impact. For example, I come prepared with this chapter, and then there is a proper planning, a good media selection, and a good use of language. If I am unprepared for this lecture, I come up and then there is some technical fault or there is some other glitches that happen, then it won't have a positive impact on the communication. A good example would be, even for a while that the screen was gone, we managed to handle it, and that was a kind of communication process, because at least the audio was streaming during that time. The next is, a successful communication inside a classroom depends on. Now when I'm saying a successful communication, let's say I'm trying to explain this question itself. So first of all, there should be a clarity in what I'm explaining. So my concepts, what my theme is, should be clear to the audience, to the students. I should be able to describe the exact idea of discussion today, and the words, the phrases that I am using should be able to persuade you. So you should be persuaded that this is the correct answer for this question. Otherwise, this communication is not successful. So a successful communication depends on describing the theme. The theme should be identified properly. Then there should be good and persuasive use of words. You should be able to convince the audience, and finally, whatever is explained should be crystal clear. The next is, while communicating with the students, a teacher should go beyond what is prescribed. The next statement says, non-verbal cues convey what is intended by the teacher. So let's say at some point of time the teacher can get angry in the class, and that is a non-verbal cue, because the teacher won't say it verbally, but through the expressions, through the gestures, you would recognize that the teacher is angry, and this conveys what is intended by the teacher. So independently this statement is correct. The next statement is, while communicating, definitely teacher explains beyond what the concept is. So let's say it's just an assertion reason question here, but we are also talking about the intricacies of expressions, the gestures. So it is a little beyond what exactly is there, and therefore it is again correct. But this reason does not explain the assertion. So both assertion and reason are correct, but reason does not explain the assertion here. The next is, communication begins usually with. Communication always begins with pictures in the mind. Let's say you meet a person and you remember that you have seen that person before, and you want to communicate, hi, how are you, how are things around, we have met before. So what happens is, as soon as you see the person and you are trying to start a communication, you have a picture in mind that, okay, I have seen this person before, I have met this person before, and these are the things I am familiar about him, and there is where you start the communication. So same here, we are talking about this topic on communication. So there is a picture in mind that the questions that would be there would be related to the topic of communication, related to paper 1, and that's what and where we would begin with. The last question here that we would discuss today is, the signs and symbols have internal relations to produce meanings. Definitely yes, because whatever symbol, signs I am trying to use here, they have an indication, they have a meaning. Okay, so even if we are talking about choices A, B, C, D, they have a relation, and you get a meaning that, okay, statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is correct, both of them are correct, both of them are incorrect, and so on and so forth. And the statement 2 says, this is possible because of network of signs through such relations. Again, this is true because any signs and symbols which are there and have internal relation, this is possible through the network of signs which explain the relation. So both the statements are correct here. A good example could be understanding things through animation, that we cover in most of our lectures, and that is the idea where we are trying to have an internal relation to produce the meaning. So this was all about understanding the questions related to communication. We would be covering other units of NTA paper 1 as well, and we would be coming shortly with expected question series for your NET paper 1. Stay tuned for many updates from our side. Have a wonderful day ahead.